for the record. It's really, really windy. Look at her hair. Look at my hair.
You guys probably can't even hear us. It's so windy up here. Holy cow.
Oh my god. I'm not moving the camera. The wind is.
Yeah.
We're at the obligatory photo op at the Petrified Forest National Park, run by the United States Department of the Interior and the National Park Service. It's already windy today, so get ready for a lot of wind noise. Nothing I can do about it. Deal with it. Anyway, we just showed up here. We're gonna go over to the visitor center, which is closed, but today, they just closed it 2 days ago, but today they open up the temporary one, so we can go get a magnet and whatever. And then we're going to go, and unfortunately the historic whatever inn or whatever also closed. They're doing work on it too, so hopefully we can see the outside of it maybe, but we can't go inside. But even if we did, we'd have to wear masks because, you know, federal property. But we started at the north end. We are going all the way to the south end, and then we're gonna head back. There's Jen.
I said hi.
She said it again.
Text messages, so I'm stepping out of
text
frame.
messages. All right, so we're gonna shoot some obligatory B-roll of this sign to probably start the montage with, and then we are going to go do something far more interesting, hopefully. We went into the temporary visitor center. The main one's right there, but they've moved it back here to another corner. This is supposed to be closed until like December because they're doing some work on sewer lines and some other stuff. It's not COVID related. As I said earlier, the inn or the lodge or whatever is closed. It's been closed for a while. I don't know why. It doesn't say why on the website, so I don't know if that's a COVID thing or what. I was just checking out this sweet flatbed Willys pickup. Wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna go buy this. I'm gonna buy the crap out of that. That's not true. I would. That's pretty awesome. So we made it to Pawnee Point. I will preface this by saying that some people have warned us that this park is kind of meh. You know what I have to say to that? You're full of it. Look at that. Oh, we went to the Petrified. We were kind of underwhelmed. What's wrong with you? Look at that. This is the Painted Desert portion. The Painted Desert actually goes from the Grand Canyon over that way to here-ish. And you get this stuff all over the place, kind of popping up in certain places. Look at that. And we are alone. The last people just left, and they've left us here at this overlook alone. Can you believe that? Again, I will apologize for any wind noise. I have no control over it, so don't at me, bro. Uh-oh, Jen read a sign, an interpretive sign.
It said 7,500 miles of painted desert are in this area. 7,500 miles. This is just
miles?
A little tiny.
Like linear miles?
It says miles.
Like square miles?
I don't
Now we have to go recheck the interpretive sign to see what it really says. Square miles. See? See? I'm like 75 miles. I'd put us in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Anyway, look at that. Look at that. It's absolutely amazing. So we have decided to stay here for a few minutes because we are alone. Before the hipsters and the Jurassic Park employees who wear all of their, you know, stuff they got from Eddie Bauer, their little sun hats and stuff, before they all show up. Everyone's a paleontologist out here, except for me. All right, I'm gonna shut up now so Jen can enjoy this beautiful panorama without me yakking incessantly at the camera. This is a driving park. There is a single road that goes through the park. So there are many opportunities to park in an outlook. For instance, the one we were at is just right over there. We didn't even drive half a mile. And we're looking at the exact same scene. But like the Grand Canyon, Jen's trying to talk, but I'm not going to stop. Just like the Grand Canyon, it is a completely different experience just driving down the road a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. It looks completely different because you couldn't see the floor over there.
Yeah, I didn't even know this whole area was here. Just like at the Little Painted Desert, we drove down. It's only like a half-mile long road or something where you can see it. And you get down the other side and you can see there's these normal topography flat spots, you know, but you couldn't see it from it. We couldn't see this whole open area. But now we can.
It's absolutely, it's beautiful.
Get ready for the superlative fest. All right, on to the next. I have a feeling by the end of the day we're going to be lookout it out. We're going to be, wow. Okay. Should I keep that joke to myself? No. You see the Class C that's just leaving? Yeah, the Crypt Keeper was driving that, man. That dude was old. That dude was like 98 years old. We found yet another lookout. This one took us around the point. It's completed. Look how far that goes. This is, dare I say, Grand Canyon-esque.
I was literally just thinking that. I mean, it's not as, like, the walls aren't as deep, but this is absolutely, it's outstanding. World's
most colorful hole in the ground.
Yeah. Just all the different textures and the colors, and it goes as far as your eye can see. There's color. It's amazing. It literally is amazing.
A view you often don't get in a national park. There's I-40 right over there. You can see semis going by. You don't usually get that in national parks. Like I said, it's not all. This part loops up and then goes and crosses I-40 and then it leaves and goes south, and it's just a weird, strange juxtaposition, especially considering how close this is to the interstate. Weird. Okay, we're leaving. We're at the Painted Desert Inn, which is a really beautiful building. It's, if I remember correctly, the Puebloan Revival architectural style. It looks like a Pueblo. If this sign is to be believed, this building is closed due to COVID. Unfortunate. It's really pretty inside. I mean, it's not like grand like, you know, at Yosemite's Lodge or something, but it looks really cool inside. I looked in the window. There's not enough to film, at least not from this window, but yeah, it does appear this is closed due to COVID, which is sad and criminal if you ask me, but whatever. Sad that that's closed because of COVID, but it is what it is. I guess we'll have to come back in 2028 when the COVID wars have ended and the saner heads have prevailed and subjugated the COVID forever people, or something like that.
Okay, so like at the last viewpoint when Dan was taking the B-roll of the inn, I read a sign and then I sat down and it basically said about how quiet the desert is and how there's such a sense of peace to this place. 100% agree with that. I know it makes people uncomfortable, but it's just there. It is, even when there's people around, there's just a really cool vibe about this place, and I really enjoy it. So there you go.
I'm uncomfortable. No. Oh, and by the way, if you were offended by my COVID rant back there, grow up. We're at another lookout, literally a few hundred yards down the road. I think these space out a little after a while, but there's just so many views of the Painted Desert, which is kind of a panorama around this kind of larger point. And you can see how vast it is. I mean, that hill in the distance is still part of it, but I mean, that's miles and miles away. This place is huge. And then the last one, it might have showed up in the B-roll. There were people, we saw some people hiking down there, so you can go hike through the Painted Desert if you're so inclined. They looked like they were actually camping out there. They had rather large backpacks on, so it looked like maybe they were coming back from their camping trip, which would be cool to,
Yeah.
if you had the stuff, you know, the backpack and tents and all that fun stuff. It'd probably be a cool place to camp for a night or two.
Okay.
Unless you're old like us and gotta pee like 3 times during the night, but.
I just read another interpretive sign. So this is Chindi Point in Navajo. I'm probably not saying that right, but that is what they call what's left of the ghosts that's left behind of plants and people when they die. And they said you can see there's tons of fossils in this area down below, and they said it was an appropriate name for this because lots of fossils and things lived and died here.
There you go. More interpretive data from Dan and Jen, Nevada. We just went through a series of 3. They're boom, boom, boom. But as we we're saying, like the Grand Canyon, also like Black Canyon and Gunnison, you go along and there's just turnouts, turnout. You know, and you're like, do I really stop at all these? And then you get out the next one and it's totally different and there's totally different stuff to see like that. We could not see this even from the last one, which is a few hundred yards down the road. These little hills block this whole red area down here, and the backside of these hills that we saw from over there, we're seeing them much closer, and you can see all the rocks on them and everything, and my hand out there like I'm surfing or something. Totally different. So yes, stop at every single one. Luckily, they've built these so close that many of them you can pull up and see them out of your car. So if you're in a hurry, you don't have to get out and walk around. And I mean, we're parked right there. And you can see, you can park parallel. We can totally see out the windows of the Jeep and see this. But then they have this little viewing area where we're standing. So, just amazing. The next stop is where this crosses Old Route 66. I believe there's an old car there, which is kind of famous. So we're going to go, yes, you guessed it, get some B-roll of that. So you were probably like, hey, they finally went to that national park and they'll shut the hell up about Route 66. No, we won't, because this is Route 66. The old Route 66. You can tell, the old telephone poles, the old abandoned car. That was the last guy, and he broke down here and they just left him. This bumper, look at that bumper. And then it goes down that one. And then I-40's right there. Anyway, this is old Route 66. Drove right through here. And they've commemorated it. See the Route 66 on the bench, and there's some more on the ground, and then there's this sign that says Route 66. Route 66, Route 66, Route 66. This is sort of famous. Jen's standing in front of it, but sort of famous because everyone takes pictures of it. There's like a million magnets and postcards and stuff at the visitor center with that car on it. So there you go. And again, the weird juxtaposition of a national park with a freeway going through it. You don't see that every day, folks. Unless you're in Smoky Mountain National Park, it's like a freeway in there. But anyway, we're gonna shoot some, yes, you know, B-roll of this stuff. And then we're gonna head over to the other part of the park and enjoy the other part of the park. We're at Puerco Point. We actually were able to drive 2 or 3 miles without running into a parking area. There's a river down there. We're gonna go check that out. You can't get there normally, but we're excited by it for some reason. And then there's a pueblo. It's a 0.3 mile walk. And then there's a bus that just pulled up. Awesome. While we're here though, it is important that we do our traditional national park bathroom review.
I have nothing to do with this.
Half-assed national park bathroom review. Fairly clean. They are pit toilets, and the urinal. How was your urinal?
I didn't have
The urinal is like evaporative, so there's no waste or something. I don't know. It was on the wall. I read it. Anyway, very clean. The hand sanitizer, very potent.
Yeah.
I had wet on my hand still, and I took a whiff, and it was like, whoa, and I got drunk. Kind of citrusy.
Yes.
Not like the Pina Colada hand sanitizer at Lassen National Park. Still the best national park bathrooms we have ever been in.
It's not bad though. This hand sanitizer doesn't smell like chemicals.
No, it doesn't smell like a hospital.
Not that I'm part of this. Oh.
It smells, it has a little citrus kick to it. So I would give these probably a B, a solid B. These are fairly nice bathrooms. So there you go, National Park bathroom review here at Danjay, Nevada. We made it to the Pueblo. There's a small kiva right there, very small, like 10 by 10. But there's actual walls here. I don't know if these are original or if they have been rebuilt by park rangers, but you can see over here, not just piles of rock like over at Homolovi, you know, where it's difficult to tell what's going on, actual rooms. So we found some petroglyphs back here. We didn't find them. We set an interpretive sign and then looked for them, and then they were discovered by someone else. It's a very short trail, and like I said, we're gonna end up right up here where there's some old rooms and stuff, and then there's some kind of interpretive center here. We're gonna go in and see what's going on. I don't know if I have to wear a mask in there or not. Apparently not. They're not, so I'm not. We're at Newspaper Rock now. It's just an overlook. It's Newspaper Rock because below are tons and tons and tons of petroglyphs up to 2,000 years old. So I guess it's the native people's newspaper or something. Jen has also found a friend back there. We were all taking pictures of a raven on top of a sign. So they're from St. Louis. I believe they're in the red Jeep that we've been hopscotching, leapfrogging. All right, let's go look for petroglyphs. There's this raven right here. I'm only like 15 feet from it, and people have been closer. I think it's used to people, but anyway, we just see the red Jeep over there. We met her, Daniel and Alyssa, in case they end up watching. They just got engaged at the Grand Canyon. They're from St. Louis. They left St. Louis on Friday. It's Wednesday, and they're headed back already. So they're crazy. We talked to them about our time in St. Louis and Salt and Smoke Barbecue when we were there, and she totally knew what we were talking about. We were talking about the beef fat fries and all that. I think the raven wants some beef fat fries. I'm much closer to that raven than it looks like on camera. It's cool. There's another one in the parking lot over here. It's just hanging out. Whatever you do, just don't peck my eyes out. That's why I wear glasses. Anyway, we looked at the rocks. I took some B-roll. Now we're gonna head on to the next one. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know. We sat there talking to Alyssa for like 10 minutes, so I'm totally out of my group. We have arrived here on Ceti Alpha 5. Years ahead of Jeff Bezos. Screw you, Jeff Bezos.
It's like a completely different place right now.
She's like walked over the end of that joke. Look at this. And the sun's not out, so I bet this would look much more brilliant. I wouldn't expect it to be out anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Peek it out a little bit.
It's mostly cloudy, but it might peek out here. Oh yeah, it's peeking out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Let's see what this looks like. Look at it. Yeah, Still kind of hazy. Whatever. Wah, wah. There's a drive just up the road here. It's like 3 miles or something. And it said there's like a mile hike. And Jen immediately was like, oh, I want to do the walk. And I'm like,
it's Blue Mesa. And like it says that you can hike around the trail rim. Of course I want to do that.
Otherwise known as the trim. By those of us who are trying to save letters and words for the future.
That's where you get the best
for our
views.
Grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. So they have words.
Okay.
We are on the Blue Mesa Loop. I don't know if you can see that little brown thing over there? Petrified log, baby. It's like the third one we've seen. We're getting to the petrified part of the park. But here, we're on Blue Mesa. And as soon as I walk out here to the sign that says I cannot go past, I will turn the camera around and let you gaze upon the wonder, the splendor. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my God. That's just crazy.
I mean, you can kind of see where it's kind of green and there's blues and purples. I mean, if the sun was full out, you could probably see the colors more, but I don't know if it'll translate to the camera, but it definitely is lots of different colors.
And there's more petrified logs.
Oh yeah, there's logs all throughout here. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool. Another lookout in the endless parade of lookouts. And they're all different. Look at that one. I pulled up here and I'm like, oh, it's just so you can see across the valley or something. And then we look at all this. It's all black instead of red and blue and gray. And just over there, just over there, you can see where those little rock formations are. That's where it's all blue and gray. And then right over here, it's all black. I don't get it. The Jurassic Park people are driving around in the van there. Now they got out in their fossil-colored floppy hats and their shorts and stuff with all the zippers all over them, and their hiking boots. They're gonna dig some fossils up or something. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. It's like a fashion statement down here or something. It's like everyone's wearing those floppy sun hats and the Eddie Bauer pants and with zippers and pockets and hiking boots and everywhere.
Okay.
Is your car electric? I had no idea. Oh, Jen has an interpretive sign. I'm done making fun of people, so let's go listen to Jen interpret for you.
So this national park specifically has changed with legislation, but in 2004, President George W. Bush actually brought this park from the 93,000 acres it was to over 218,000 acres. So it grew quite a bit in 2004. And they added different things as they found things. They found lots of fossils here. This actually was a riverbed at one point. And so they've added different things along the time because they found other parts of significance, pieces of significance.
Damn Republicans always increasing the size of national... Wait, what? After the long, arduous 75-yard drive, we are yet another turnout. But this one is on the other side of this little mesa. Look at it! When we drove up, Jen was like, oh my God! Just like that.
I did.
We were all by ourselves in the Jeep. We've been married for like 38 years, and she was like...
Don't say it. Don't.
She was like, oh my God.
Look at that though. Absolutely amazing and epic. That's why I said what I said.
And we're going to take the 75-yard drive over there and go for a short hike with several dozen of our best friends. So we found the hiking trail. It is separate from the drive. It looks like there's lots of people hiking down there at the bottom, and it looks like it takes you down there. But if you can see that, it's already spitting rain on us, so we decided we are not going to venture down into that hole with the sky possibly about to open up on us. And just minutes later, if you can see by the spots on it's starting to rain harder. So good call on our part. Better to be safe than to freeze to death in the middle of the desert. I've been talking to you at this strange angle because hopefully the microphone noise won't be as bad pointed into the wind. Anyway, we're at Agate Bridge, which is a huge petrified log that formed a bridge. It's been shored up with concrete, so it's not quite as impressive as it might have been, but it's there. See? There it is. It's amazing, I guess. We've snuck down on the side of the little platform to get out of the wind a little. See out there? See those little brown rocks? Those are petrified trees. They're all over. This is the largest concentration in the park. It's called what? Jasper Force? Mm-hmm. Jen says it's Jasper Force. So there. And there's more on the backside of this, but there's B-roll, but it's too windy to talk up there. So yeah, all those things that look like rocks, they're not. They're petrified trees. Think about that. Those used to be trees, growing tall. And then one day they died, fell over, or however it worked, I don't know. And over time became rock.
20 minutes later.
I think I found a place to talk, maybe. It's very windy now. Good thing we showed up earlier. We've been like this all day. As you can see, look, petrified wood. It's all over. We've walked past hundreds of these. It's amazing. I was gonna say stuff, but you couldn't hear me. I'm lucky that it's right here. We're down in a little low spot. But you can see it's all behind us, all over the hills, everywhere up there. There's a whole tree up there on that ridge we're gonna walk by. So we might just get a lot of people.
Dan and I were talking. We love this national park.
Yeah,
this
awesome.
is actually in our top 10 for sure. I mean, we really liked it. So
That's not hard to be in the top 10. We've
Okay.
been to 18 of them, so. But no, it's right up there. I mean,
Yeah.
this is really. I mean, it's a little low key. You know, it's not Yosemite, it's not Yellowstone, but it's amazing. Well, other than that, this is pretty much the end of our trip. We're gonna go back to the coach, and we are gonna kick our feet up and relax for a while, and then drive home tomorrow. So with that, we're gonna let you guys go, and Jen is gonna say her thing.
So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all so much for all your amazing support. Wow, mess it up. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see y'all down the road. Bye-bye.
Later.
Hey, we're human here, okay? We're human here.